right, streamers. Hope everyone's doing good. Welcome to the AMA. It is 19th of April 2023, and today we're going to be joined by our CEO, Mr. Riaz Crypto Knight himself, and CPO Jamie Bodkin. How you doing, guys?
Kenny. Good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Not too shabby. Lots of exciting developments taking place, and I'm really excited for all of us to kind of go through them all together. It's been a really exciting first quarter, so yeah, excited.
Likewise.
Yeah. So
hello, everybody. Who do we have here?
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot. We have a lot going on. We certainly
Fantastic.
Before we start,
let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. Do you want to go? Just want to go straight into it?
What do you fancy, Kenny? You're the compere. You're the man who knows this audience better than anybody else.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go straight into the nitty gritty and kind of like highlight some of the goals and changes and improvements and updates that have been going on at ritestream. So if you would allow me here, let's get going. We'll get straight to the meat and potatoes, as they say, right?
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Riaz, I'll kind of lead on a few of these bits and pieces, but obviously interject as you see fit. Kenny, likewise, if you're getting questions that related to any of the bits and pieces that we're showing, feel free to just chuck them in as and when. So following on from the last AMA that we had, wow, was it January, Kenny? Was the last one we did January?
It was in February.
January, yes. Was it February? Oh, there you go. Not that long ago.
No, it doesn't. Time is flying very, very quickly. We shared a copy of, I guess, like our plans for ritestream for 2023 with you all, and made this kind of publicly available on the website. So I won't run through all of these again, but just to start off with, I thought I'd kind of give like a bit of a broad overview as to what our intentions are for 2023. They're all kind of mapped out there by quarters, but as you know, I guess that the project kind of went through, I wouldn't say a huge amount of change last year, but we certainly have decided at the start of 2023 to really kind of focus a lot of our efforts on building out and making the streaming platform as effective and user-friendly as possible. And towards the end of the year, have us in a place where we have the launch pad working, ready. We're starting to actually get users onboarded and films and creative projects are actually starting to use the ritestream platform to get their visions off of the ground. And so obviously this is broken down into a number of key initiatives that we've broken out into quarters between now and the end of 2023. So we've made quite a bit of progress on bits and pieces in Q1. So really, I guess the aim of today's session is just to give a bit of a background overview in terms of the things that we've achieved and what we still need to achieve in the quarter, and then touching on some of the key initiatives that we have in place for Q2 and what that looks like. So Kenny, do you want to move on to the next slide, please, mate? So what you've got there next to Midjourney's vision of what Kenny looks like working on a computer, which I think is scarily accurate as Midjourney tends to do. So a lot of our focus really was on the kind of fixing bugs with the app and enhancing the kind of the quality of life of the overall experience. So we had 21 bugs in total, 21 bugs and issues in total addressed right across the app. And I'm sure as most of you are probably aware of these, these were kind of shared throughout the community. So we had elements such as the network connectivity issue. We had a number of server fixes. We had the kind of the black screen of death, which we managed to fix, the password retrieval, and there was a number of issues around the kind of video details and with the draw screen design updates, which we've kind of put in place. There are, however, a couple of other initiatives which we still need to get sorted. So essentially, kind of withdrawals to external wallets, the transaction display. And there's a kind of conversion element that we want to put on the site between USD to RITE. But I think broadly you can kind of see that there's, and hopefully you've experienced it from the app usage yourself, there are a number of fixes that have been put in place that help to ensure that the usage of the app in its current form has has been enhanced, none of which Kenny actually did. So that artist rendition is absolutely useless. In all fairness,
I did my share in the back end with content titles.
You did nothing, sir.
Ow.
But one of the things that I wanted to point out. So Ken, if you go to the next screen, but a key part of what we wanted to really kind of bring to the mobile app experience is the new look and feel that we delivered to ritestream at the start of Q1 2023. And this is really just to give it a bit more of a contemporary, cleaner, easier to navigate experience. So we've essentially kind of rebuilt the entire palette for the mobile app as it stands, and rebuilt all of the individual screens. The app is now currently in review on the Google Play Store. So we're hoping that an updated version of this will be able to be in everybody's hands, or everybody certainly has an Android device in the imminent future. But as that's not available to us all, what I just wanted to do is give you like a quick overview in terms of what that looks like from an aesthetic perspective on the mobile app. So there's a few screens here, and Kenny, if you just kind of switch over to the next slide. So as you can see, we're kind of building out the design that we put in place for the new website, our new collateral. We're adding all of that into the ritestream mobile app. So it gives us like a really, from end to end, the users have a succinct brand experience. So there's just some examples there of the, I guess, like the home and welcome pages to the mobile app. Thanks, Kenny. And then you can see how the actual individual titles, some of the notifications, and the browsing experience in the app is also set to change also. So like personally, I think it looks really nice, really good. And we've got a strong design, and we've also kind of made some changes, not to the whole piece, but certainly, again, some more quality of life changes, which we've taken from consumer feedback and placed into the experience right across the board. So like I said, that is with Google. As soon as we hear more, Kenny will be the man to let you know. He's bugging us all the time to get a date on that. So if you want to move on to the next. Go on. Sorry.
I'm always nagging you and saying, hey, like, I'm always dropping feedback to the team, aren't I? Like,
yeah, like, no, and it is worth pointing out, like, and I know it is easy, obviously, to ignore Kenny, but like he does, he's there putting forward all of the views from the community on a regular, basis. When I say regular, I mean like daily, and then we obviously have like our like our weekly team meetings and whatnot. So please do ensure that he's aware of any kind of feedback and additional bits and pieces that we run through throughout this, so that we've got them front and center when we come to delivering elements for Q2. So if we move on to the next point, I think one of the things that we had, and again, we kind of touched on this previously, one of the things that we as an organization had quite a lot of success with towards the back end of last year was our partnerships with individual metaverses, particularly the likes of Raka, Altiverse, etc. And really, again, just to recap on that, what we're doing there is essentially taking a fully licensed video solution to metaverses in the form of essentially ritestream cinemas. Now, when you speak to a lot of third parties, particularly organizations who want to share content with their audience, part of the issue that people struggle with, and anybody who's a YouTube content creator can vouch for this, is I guess like content strikes, not having licensing for your content. So what we're doing here is really kind of taking out the cutting out the, I don't think we're cutting out the middleman, but we've got a solution which makes it easy for and hassle-free for organizations to share video content with their audience, and obviously being able to like monetize their audience off of the back of that. So but what we wanted to do is really kind of make this a bit more of a formal commercial proposition. So there are a couple of key things that we've completed this month, this quarter, which we will then be able to roll out with a little bit more gusto in Q2. The first of which is kind of the building out the technical specifications for how this actually works, how consumers' wallets will interact with the right cinema, the right token on third-party metaverses. And I guess to support that, how do we have like a commercial proposition in the form of collateral to help people such as Kenny and myself approach third parties to encourage them to join our partnership scheme. Ultimately, the aim that we want to have is that, particularly in the first instance, if there are metaverses on Binance, we are having conversations with them, and we've got essentially kind of real estate within each of their metaverses. So we're cracking on with that. Copy will be made available to the community and added to the .io website. On top of that, throughout Q1, we unveiled the cinema in the Ultiverse. And I think Kenny's kind of already kind of talked this through with you guys in some of our community updates. But essentially, we have launched a cinema in the Ultiverse metaverse. They helped us build that out. Looks absolutely fantastic, and we're starting to serve content to that. And Kenny, I know that you ran quite a successful. You said entertaining. I'll be the judge of that.
But it was really
quite a successful AMA with the Ultiverse team. And really, that's what we want to continue to do. Like, so this isn't just going to be something where we set it up and we leave it, but where we continue to work with our partners on an ongoing basis to ensure that we're promoting ritestream to their audience. Their audience is getting exposure to our community to kind of create mutually beneficial partnerships throughout Q2 beyond. But like this almost like was never really part of our initial plans, but we think it's a really big opportunity and will remain a really big opportunity for us as a brand. So we'll be making all of that documentation readily available for everybody soon. So again, anyone who has connects with potential metaverse partners, please feel free to reach out to Kenny and the team about that. Do you want to move on, Kenny? So there was a number of collateral updates that we wanted to achieve also. So these are kind of small cosmetic tweaks to the website. We obviously made the public roadmap available. There are a few email bits and pieces that we added to the website, in particular, I guess, like the confirmation email when people are actually signing up, so they know they were signing up to ritestream. And one of the things that we're also quite keen to do, although it's not listed on the roadmap currently, is kind of update the ritestream white paper, the supporting white paper. So we've done quite a bit of, I guess, like foundational work on what that would look like moving forward. Another big win for us throughout the quarter would have been the CoinGecko verification. So again, real credit to Kenny, the mods, and Damien, our CTO, to really ensure that we get the necessary information over to the likes of CoinGecko to add verification to the token. You can obviously see what impact positively that had on the way that RITE was viewed. Now, we are in continuous talks with, I wouldn't say talks, but we're continuously going through the same route with CoinMarketCap. And we think that's something that we're hoping to crack in Q2. Clearly, again, if it does, there's going to be some very positive sentiment towards the token once again, because that'll put us in like a completely different level in comparison to other projects. So it's great that we got CoinGecko, fantastic, but there's clearly quite a bit more work to do. And then there was quite a few bits and pieces that were obviously run with the community. Kenny, do you want to give a quick update on some of these, mate? Maybe choose some of the highlights.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a lot of you guys are aware, you might actually be here because of some of the events that we've been running. We take great pride in making sure that the community at ritestream is always fun, exciting, that there's always stuff going on. There's opportunities to learn, opportunities to win and earn. And have fun. We have a very welcoming community, and doing over the last quarter since Q1 January to today, we've had an uptick of community members, a lot more engagement. We've had 479 community members join us this quarter. So welcome, guys. If you're not here, then well, you can catch up later. I'm sure on Telegram. I
wonder what you were going to say.
We've been doing a few events as well across our communities. We have Film Today, which is a segment that we do where we showcase some of the best content that we have on the app that you can watch right now on the ritestream app. That's something that's done by some of our wonderful mods, such as Rich. If you're there, Rich, thank you for your lovely work that you do with us. Another one that we did recently was Movie Mania. We did that in collaboration with Crew 3. And that's again like kind of brought in a lot more eyeballs to ritestream and the project and our vision, and so we have a lot more community members engaging with what we're doing. Because we have a very good partnership with Raqqa, we coordinated with them to run a Glean campaign, which was very successful. We had 2,500 entries with prizes of $500 rewards for the new members. So congrats to the guys who won that. We're going to run a lot more competitions coming forward for Q2. Can't really go into too much detail at the moment, but guaranteed there's going to be lots of exciting prizes. There's going to be a lot of fun activities to take part in, and it's been an exciting quarter. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us on the ride, and welcome to the ritestream family. So cheers.
Thanks, Kenny. And look, I'd probably like echo those thoughts in terms of, I think the community is I think like we've got a really good community. Like it feels like the kind of place where you would go and like you want to be a part of. I'm sure we've all been in communities where that's not necessarily the case, or there's too much focus on elements that sit necessarily outside of the project. But what I always kind of feel is that the people who are there actually genuinely believe in the project and care and want to see it improve, not just now, but not even just this year, but you know, to 2023 and beyond. So echo those things. Kenny, do you want to move on to the next screen? Okay, cool, thank you. So that was kind of looking at Q1. Now there's a couple of things that we wanted to highlight for Q2, where I guess like our key areas of focus are going to be. The first is essentially like a browser-based version of the ritestream streaming service. So as I'm sure you're all aware, particularly those who have been on our entire journey, we launched the Android version, I think it was like September last year. And we have had ongoing issues with trying to get the iOS version approved by Apple. And that, you know, and it's probably worth stating that anybody who's been through a similar process with blockchain or crypto projects, they probably would have experienced a similar kind of level of response. So what we're looking to do is pivot slightly and create a version of ritestream, which essentially is available to all browsers, where people can come along, they can connect their wallet, and they can then view the content that's available on the ritestream library in their Safari or Chrome or whatever their browser of choice may be. So we're really kind of taking this as a very interesting project and unique proposition, because ultimately there aren't really that many kind of Web3 decentralized or any streaming services that exist out there. And it's a real kind of opportunity for us to enhance the value proposition and the kind of the content brand. And, you know, like, I don't think that we've ever, and we certainly wouldn't say like, you know, like this is a Netflix killer. But one thing that's probably worth bearing in mind and it's kind of feeding a lot of our thoughts are that there are, you know, the competition for the kind of the major streaming services is getting a lot stronger. And there are those that are kind of, their market share is being impacted. And we really think that if we kind of position our content correctly, we can carve a really nice niche for ourselves in this market. And by making it browser-based, it means that obviously we're widely casting a net in terms of the footprint and the volume of people who can actually utilize the product itself. So we're currently in the planning stages, and we've been doing, you know, a few internal workshops this week actually with the product team and the content team in terms of what does this look like. And you can see by some of the grabs there, we've also started to map out and wireframe how this would look right across the board, which I think, again, you can see that design and that general kind of aesthetic is kind of really leading to a platform that can not only bring like quality content, but have, you know, like a really high level of, you know, easy to use accessibility for those who are looking to utilize it. Now, one thing that we do want to add into this, I guess, is the community, is to get some community input throughout. So Kenny will be reaching out in the kind of the near future to try and understand and get a little bit more information on, you know, how do you view the pricing? How do you view the pricing model, the content that we have on there, and the functionality? So all in due course. Keep an eye out for Kenny's announcement on that. And then moving on, Kenny. Thanks, mate. Crypto Night. So Crypto Night is, I'm sure for those of you who have been around on the project for some time now, this is essentially the merging of our ability to test what the ritestream, it's almost like a proof of concept for the ritestream funding platform, and an opportunity for Riaz to flex his producer muscles and create a show that is genuinely entertaining and kind of universally loved for the Web3 space. So we're essentially looking to build Web3's first reality TV series, and it's going to become the first ritestream original, as I've kind of already stated. So the funding of this, as we touched on previously, is predominantly through NFT sales. So our aim, as it stands at present, is to start the mint for the Crypto Nights project within this quarter. To help with that overall approach, we've onboarded Engine Starter to help assist the team with both the setup for the NFT mint, and I guess that most importantly, the marketing aspects of it as well, because obviously we will be needing to invest heavily into the marketing element of this, and we want to make sure that we're teamed up with the best people in order to deliver success, essentially. So Engine Starter, I'm making the assumption that many of you may know who they are. For those that don't, they essentially help Web3 organizations, launch their projects, and have been hugely successful with Web2, and I guess with Web3, and starting to become Web2 brands in terms of delivering success for their organization. So we've teamed up with them, and you'll be hearing plenty more from them moving forward also. So the focus for us right now is on the kind of the tokenomics, the right usage, and the asset utility. And we're also looking at bringing on board and finalizing our nights long list, and kind of onboarding the nights that we want for the show. Because ultimately, once we have the nights on board, that kind of then dictates, the direction of the show, and how the NFT mint looks, etc., etc. So outreach will be commencing this week using a bunch of revised collateral, some of which, Kenny, I believe you're in a position to give the guys on the call a quick sneak peek at. Seamless, Kenny. So this is just quickly. So this is a website that's going to be sent out to proposed prospective nights. They will also be sent a unique key, which will take them through to the next page, which, Kenny, I don't know if you're able to. This unique key for Kenny doesn't work, ladies and gentlemen. He's not going to be a knight. He's he's far too good to become a crypto knight. And we've also kind of built out, again using third parties, a promotional video which hopefully will entice the nights, alongside a variety of different bits of information that will sit on this website, which will be going live soon. And this was just, again, to give you a bit of a flavour in terms of how we're communicating with nights and the project is being marketed to them. So, Kenny, if you hit play, that should do the honours.
Centralized exchange was hacked, resulting in the loss of millions of dollars.
NFT marketplace, which suffered a series of outages and technical glitches.
Failures of Web3 have raised questions about the viability of decentralization.
High fees associated with Web3 are also causing frustration.
We interrupt this broadcast with an important message. You have been chosen, a pioneer and thought leader, one that has forged a path to drive innovation. We're calling upon you to leave your legacy. We are inviting you to join us on a one-of-a-kind mission, a mission that will unearth your talent and shape the destiny of Web3 for decades to come. Will you answer the call to arms?
Beautiful. So, yeah, let's. I think we can come off the site now, Kenny. Don't want to give too much away. But hopefully that gives you like a bit of an overview of I guess like the caliber of the marketing that we're putting out there to try to attract Knights. So it'll be interesting to see what the response is off the back of that. And obviously, Riaz and the Engine Starter team are incredibly well connected. So I think we're in really, really good shape. And again, I think it's worth pointing out that, Crypto Knights has a real opportunity to land at a time when, hopefully, fingers crossed, the crypto market starts to come back. Because obviously we've been trying to ensure that we pick the right time for this, and as we all know, the last, well, it feels like forever now, the market hasn't necessarily been the best conditions. So, hopefully we can make the two hit at the same time. It's going to be really big for the project and obviously everybody concerned with ritestream. And then finally, if you move on, Kenny, we have the producer series AMA. Again, Midjourney's worked its magic on Kenny there, acting like a music producer. He won't be doing any music production.
I'm always the guinea pig for. By the way, I'm always the human guinea pig for testing Midjourney. So if you want to do any demonstration of Midjourney, just use my photos.
It's mainly for my own amusement as well. But like the aim here really is, like, we know that we do these quarterly AMAs, and there's far more AMAs that we're starting to do with our partners also. But like ritestream ultimately has come from the entertainment business. Riaz isn't new to this whatsoever. His a large chunk of his career has been on actually producing Emmy Awards TV series and so forth. And one of the things that we're kind of conscious of is that we want to continue to bring that ethos back to the community on an ongoing basis. So probably next month, maybe sooner, with a regular series of AMAs where we are speaking to producers from within the entertainment industry about the struggles that they face, the problems that they have. Not just about like how ritestream will solve their issues, but more broadly around where the opportunity lies with the switch to kind of Web3. And it also gives our audience and our community an opportunity to speak to directly and ask questions to these producers. Riaz, Kenny, I don't know if there's anything else that you guys want to add to that note at all around this.
Jamie, I think you've said it really well, but a lot of the community that's been with us for a while would understand that ritestream was created fundamentally as a launchpad platform for film and TV content, and the creator community is at the heart of that. And by bringing the creators in here and giving them a voice and connecting them to the community, that's really our first step towards launching the bigger vision. So we would love for our community to kind of get more familiar with what's out there, the challenges that the industry faces, and how they can actually participate in this industry and, in a sense, become a mini producer themselves, right? Through fractional ownership of content and so forth, and really decentralizing the entire content creation process as well. So, I'm a big fan of this, and I'll be inviting people that I've worked with in the past, people that I know well, and some people I don't know too well either, but that you'll get to meet. So this should be quite exciting.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm really stoked for this initiative. I think this is going to be the launch of Kenny's YouTube career as well. So.
Yeah,
well, Midjourney's got him going anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we can just literally just make Kenny an AI Kenny. Like, eventually, it'll just replace me.
Mate, don't give Riaz ideas, Kenny. Jeez.
Oh, that's all right. I've already thought about that.
That's it. It works. Just scan me and make me an avatar, and then get a copy of my voice. I mean, speaking of, it's all possible. That's what's scary and exciting about it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. 100%. That's true.
It's now.
So I'm really kind of, I guess that's it for an update from our perspective. Again, for those who are tuning in now on demand, like, genuinely big appreciation for being part of the ritestream project and helping us to improve and enhance our proposition, and I guess like spreading the good word. I think we've got like a solid base. We've touched on this before, in which to grow throughout 2023 and beyond, and put us in like really good stead. So yeah, much appreciated. Thank you.
Brilliant. Rightio. So now we'd like to hear your questions direct. We can take your questions in the chat. Or if you would prefer, you could also message on Telegram, and our mods will forward over your question over to us. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to send them our way. Right. So we already have a couple. Let's see here. Hello, Sir Riaz. Mehta, do you have future plans to attract people from Web 2 to Web 3 Film 3 sectors? If so, how big of an audience do you aim to address? Well, let's dissect from that what you can, sir.
I think the fundamental question here is, are we going to bring Web 2 to Web 3, right? And
That's it.
that is the underlying thesis of what ritestream is about. So it's I mentioned the whole decentralization aspect of it and democratization of the content creation industry. And by empowering creators, by connecting them to the communities, and by making this process completely transparent in how content gets funded, how the revenues flow, and benefiting the community from their participation in these projects. So 100%, that is the vision. And how big is this audience? Today, entertainment is a $3 trillion industry, and that's how big it is, and that's what we are tackling here. So thank you for that question.
Thank you very much. One here is, what's the business model for ritestream, and how does it produce profit or money to keep the company running? How can profit be shared fairly between investors and the company?
Okay, so there are multiple revenue models for ritestream, and there are new models that we're coming up with, which we'll be sharing in the near future. But the ones that you will be familiar with, of course, the ritestream app. And ultimately, we are not on Netflix, but it is a decentralized version of a Netflix in a sense. So it does generate revenues, and when you guys watch content, and over time we'll get more and more content, better content, we'll get originals and so forth, and that becomes an ongoing revenue stream for the business, and that is where we make profits for the company. The other aspect of it is the launchpad, of course. So with the launchpad, whenever projects list their, if it's a film or a TV series and they want to get funded, then we will be taking a portion of the fees, the revenues that are raised. For example, if it's $1 million budget for a film, then we'll be taking a portion of that, which will support our running costs and profit for the company. And of course, profit is where it is actually distributed to the investors and also benefits the community as well. So I hope that answers your question.
Thanks. Thank you very much. And this one's from Telegram. This is, are the OG going to change in every episode? So are the nights, are they going to be like a rotation? How is it selected? And maybe kind of delve into that, like the nights.
Yeah. So look, in creating a TV series of this nature, we need people that are consistent because projects are going to change week on week, right? So we need a consistent panel of the nights, but then we will have guest nights coming in from time to time to not only add variety, but also to bring in different skill sets and expertise and, different viewpoints as well. So there will be a mix.
Thank you. And how will the token be used in the launchpad? And can we get more info about the updated white paper soon?
Sure, absolutely. So the token is a critical component of our ecosystem, of course. It's used within the ritestream app. It'll be used in the launchpad. It'll be used for getting access to projects and for voting mechanisms in which projects get funded, etc. And in terms of the white paper itself, that's Jamie, if I'm not mistaken, that's a Q2 project. Is that correct?
Ideally that's the aim, because it, if we wanted to, we haven't updated it for, well, not like wholesale for a while now, and clearly we want to make it really apparent as to what the use case is for the token right across the board, not just in the launch pad, but in other elements that sit under the ritestream umbrella. So yes, 100%, that will become far more apparent in an updated white paper, which we want to try and address in Q2. But ultimately, for the token to have real value, it needs to be completely integrated across everything we do. And going back to what Riaz kind of touched on, ritestream was always around, democratizing the creator economy and making it easy for people to get funding. So the launchpad is the core aspect of what we do. So the right token has to be completely integrated throughout. So it will be used. We have kind of outlined how that currently is in the current white paper. There will be amendments to that, which hopefully we aim to bring in Q2 this year.
Brilliant. All right. So I think that's about wraps it up, would you say? I think that's bulk of them. Unless there's any more mods, if you want to throw our way.
I mean, we can always answer more afterwards, Kenny. If there was a batch that wasn't, and obviously myself and Riaz can give you the answers, mate.
Yeah, and we're in Telegram as well, so people shoot us questions, and we're around.
Yeah, that's another thing, guys. We're always active. We're always listening to your feedback, your questions that you have. Best way to just reach out to us is on our Telegram, our Discord. You can tweet us. So we're at ritestream_io. So we're there. So if you need us, we're always happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you, guys. Thank you, viewers, for watching. Thank you, Riaz, and thank you, Jamie, for joining us. And it's
thanks, Kenny. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks,
that was
guys.
awesome.
Take care, everyone.
Have a good day. Take care.
And you.
And all the best, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.